Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show and another one of our top 3 shows. Today we're looking at the top 3 beginner climbing shoes. Climbing shoes are an essential purchase for any climber, regardless if you climb indoors or outdoors. And it can be a bit of a bewildering world, especially if you're just getting started. And that's what this guide is for. Now, this isn't a sponsored show. We've simply gone through the EpicTV shop and found the best 3 beginner shoes based on our personal experience, the stats, and of course, the opinion of others. Now, before we look at the 3 models, what is a beginner's shoe? Well, the first time you go into a climbing wall, you're likely to rent climbing shoes. And those are great for the first 3 sessions. But if you get the climbing bug, you're going to want to upgrade to something better. Climbing shoes should be tighter than trainers. You want to eliminate dead space in the shoe so your foot doesn't move around and the shoe doesn't roll off a hold. Your toes are likely to be right up to the end of them. And in fact, more advanced climbers size their shoes so their toes are crimped. This allows them to put more precise power down, but don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need to buy really tight, aggressive shoes for your first model. You're learning how to climb. You're going to be in the shoes for a while, and being in pain, well, it's just unnecessary. Right, let's look at our models, and we're starting with the La Sportiva Tarantula. The Tarantula comes in men and women's models, the difference being a slightly narrower fit and different design for the women's model. La Sportiva described this as an entry-level shoe, but it is more aggressive than other beginner shoes. It has a stiff midsole and flat profile, which will give you lots of support through the holds and help with developing foot muscles and tendons. A lot of beginner shoes have a non-asymmetrical shape to them, which is more advanced than a curved asymmetrical design. The Tarantula has what is called low asymmetry, so it's a slight curve that allows for harder moves to be unlocked while not putting a beginner's foot in too unusual a position. La Sportiva use their own Owen Friction RS rubber, which is nice and sticky while being durable. This is a great starter shoe, and with any beginner shoe, you want it to develop as you do, so it needs to be able to perform on harder routes as well, and this has got you covered. It will be better for more vertical terrain because when things get overhanging, it helps to have a more aggressive shape to the shoe. Now, a word about La Sportiva sizing because you've got to be careful. They come up a bit odd and you tend to have to downsize by quite a lot, at least half a size, and even more if you're more of an advanced climber, so keep that one in mind. Next up is the Scarpa Velocity, which again comes in women or LV models as well. The Velocity V is an upgrade to the old Velocity, which was a favourite for people looking for an all-day shoe. It's designed specifically for comfort and all-round performance. It has a flat profile and supportive midsole. It uses Scarpa's ultra-durable Vision rubber, and the shoe is aimed more at the indoor market than outdoors. The microfiber upper is soft and suitable for vegans, and it can also be easily washed. It's designed to fit lots of different foot types due to the wave closure system and FFX last. The 4mm sole is thick and will support weaker feet and help to make you stronger. Why is comfort so important to beginners climbing shoes? Well, honestly, you're going to spend a lot of time in them. It's going to take you hours to learn the sport, and of course you're going to want to be climbing as much as possible. Taking off aggressive tight shoes between climbs just isn't really practical for someone learning the sport. The Velocity feels comfortable, and I know that sounds stupid, but it's got this very soft texture on the outside and inside of the shoe. Now, they've made a bit of a sacrifice in terms of performance by removing some of the rubber from the front, so if you're looking at high-end toe hooking moves, then check out another model. Next up, and our final model, is the Boreal Beta Graphite. The Beta Graphite uses a highly breathable synthetic texture on the shoe's upper. This offers sensitivity, comfort and breathability right next to the skin. Most climbers use bare feet in shoes to prevent extra slippage, and this fabric is more forgiving on the skin. The Boreal is somewhere between the Velocity and Tarantula in terms of sole stiffness. Boreal describe it as medium stiff. It has Zenith Quattro rubber on the bottom, which is ideal for edging support and has long-lasting friction. The thermo-molded midsole pushes your toes into a more aggressive position, and this allows the heel to be seated properly. The Boreal Beta Graphite tries to be a true all-rounder with an eye on progression. The knit upper has a unique fit and feel, but that won't necessarily suit everyone. All three shoes are similar in terms of performance and aimed squarely at the indoor climbing world because that's where most beginners start. They'll all take you from those initial steps up to some level of competency. There are tweaks in the design, with the Tarantula perhaps being a bit more traditional in how it looks, the Beta using that knit upper, which is very interesting, and the Velocity with the Z Velcro design, which just helps the shoe fit different feet types. Now, the reason I say that performance is all similar is because, honestly, performance shouldn't be where your mind goes when you're looking for your first pair of climbing shoes. Fit is where it's all about. So try on different models, and not just the ones that we've talked about today. Find a brand that works for you, and you'll find that you stick with it throughout your climbing career before you branch out and try something a little bit different. As always, there's links to these shoes down in the description, and do let me know what was your first pair of beginner shoes, and if you're new to the sport, well, which one of these are you going to choose? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.